Hey there and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a simple tab bar for an iPhone 8 using sketch symbols that will change dynamically really easily. This is perfect for when you're trying to make multiple artboards and you need to ensure that your tab bars are looking consistent, which means you don't have to manually change it on each artboard whenever you want to do that. It's going to save you a lot of time and keep things really consistent. So let's get started here. We're just going to start on a new, fresh sketch document. And we're going to make this, as I mentioned, on an iPhone 8 artboard. Now, the tab bar itself is going to be 50 pixels tall. And we're just going to make it on a white background here, just so it blends in as part of the rest of the screen. But we will throw a little bit of an inner shadow on just to give it that effect that there is a boundary between it and the rest of the screen. Awesome, so this is going to form the basis of our symbol. We're just going to turn this into a symbol now and call it Navbar. And here we are in the actual component itself. So just to get started, we're going to use a rectangle that will take up the full height of the navbar, so 50 pixels tall, and we're just going to give it a plain white background and 49 pixels wide. Now we'll just turn this again into the placeholder symbol for our icon. So if we double click on that, we'll now be in this icon 1 symbol. I'm going to turn that fill off on the background because it will interfere with the inner shadow that we've got going. And now we're just going to throw some icons in. So again, I'm using Icon Font plugin that makes life easy. I'm using the Ant icon set, which I'm a big fan of at the moment. We're just going to grab an icon, put it in there. We're going to turn it into an outline, into a vector, 24 pixels tall, and then center it in the box. So that'll just be icon 1 done. We're just going to call it /active so that we know what we're referring to, and then copy and paste it, and then just call this one inactive. And there's our first icon done. You can see that's updated there in the symbol that we have, and you can see both the active and inactive icon, which for the moment look the same. So we're just going to put that 23 pixels out from the edge, and then we're going to copy and paste these icons again, and this will be our second icon. So we're just going to change both the names of these components to icon 2, and then we can delete their contents, and we're just going to throw in another icon from the Ant icon set again, remembering that the last icon we used was 24 pixels tall. So we put that in there, run the same process again where we turn that into a vector, 24 pixels, and just center align that in the box. That's perfect, and then we can just copy and paste that into the inactive one as well. So I'm going to go ahead now and do this for the other 2 icons real quick. Awesome. Now that we've got that done, we can now go back to the higher order component, the navbar component here. And all we're just going to do is go to this insert symbols icon to active, place that in, and we're just going to space it out nicely, about 44 pixels, 45 pixels out. Add icon 3 active. We'll notice that shows up there. Icon 4. And then that should be 45 pixels as well. Just going to fix that up to 44 pixels gap instead, and that will be the icons within our navbar component done. So just to check that that is all properly centered, we're going to pop all these in a group and then just horizontally align, and you'll notice that'll shift over a pixel or 2, and there we have it. So now we've got the fundamental base of our navbar done, but when we change the icons, the colors don't actually change depending on whether they're active or inactive. So we're going to use shared styles here in order to achieve this. I'm going to find a nice pastel red that'll work as our active color. And then when I've found that, I'm just going to press this new style and then add that in and call it active color. And then for the same thing, when we want inactive, we're going to use a light gray. And once we found that color, we're just going to do the same thing, make style and call that inactive color. Now this is just as simple as applying these to each and every icon depending whether they're inactive or active. And this will allow us to easily change the colors on those icons just by using the inbuilt sketch component system. So that's done. If we go back now, you'll notice that the components have updated with everything being active except for home. So I'm going to change each of the names of these components from their name just to icon 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that when we're looking on the artboard, we can see on the right hand side here that we can see which icon correlates to what space. So now I can just easily change each of these icons and they're labeled effectively to tell me which one's active and inactive. And it's as easy as that. If I want to copy it over onto another artboard now, you can see that even when I change it on another artboard, it's not going to affect the separate instance that I have going on the other artboards. This is perfect for when we're doing screens en masse. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and leave any remarks in the comments. Cheers.